Good morning, world. Today is my 101st day of code, and I wanted to say a big thank you to all the folks on Twitter, the 100 Days of Code community, and the 301 Days of Code community specifically for all the support and all the great tools and resources and things of that nature that you all provide. That being said, I'd like to start giving back to that community through these morning JavaScript tutorials. Each one's going to be 10 minutes or less. It's just a good way to get the day started, to jump in, get problem solving a little bit. So hope you enjoy. We're here at codepen.io. Go ahead and click on a new pen to get started. We're not going to need HTML or CSS for this, so we're just going to use the JavaScript portion, and we're not going to need the browser here, so we're going to click on console and bring that up until the browser disappears. We're going to be creating a function that flattens any amount of arrays we give it. So if we give it 2 arrays, it will flatten those into 1. If we give it a group of nested arrays, let's say 50 nested arrays, it'll flatten all those arrays into one single array. These are the arrays we're going to need to get started, so go ahead and take a second and copy these down into your editor. And now we're going to need a function to put these arrays into to flatten them. You can call this function anything you want. I'm going to call mine Pancake because it's morning, breakfast, pancakes are flat. Yeah. So I'm going to declare const Pancake, declaring the name of my function Pancake, and I'm going to set that equal to empty parameters for now and return nothing. Now that's of course ES6. If you'd like to see ES5, what that would look like, if you'd like to do it the ES5 way, it would be function Pancake, put your parameters in the parentheses, and then the body of the function. Now that we have the body of our function, we're going to need a parameter that's dynamic that can take in any amount of arrays. So we have 4 right now, but if we had 6, we'd also want this to work for 6 arrays or 22 arrays. So to do that, we're going to use the spread operator, ... and you could put arguments, but I'm going to put something different because this is a parameter. They will be arguments when they go in, it'll take arguments, but when in the function body, it's the parameter. So ... I'm going to use ARRS for arrays. It'll take in any amount of arrays and put them into one array. So it'll take all the nested arrays and put them into one array. Now they'll still be nested, but they'll all be in one container array. Now we want to see what that container array looks like, so to do that, let's return arrays for now, and we're going to need to console.log that. Notice nothing showed up in the console because we're just returning something from a function, and right now it's returning nothing. But if we console.log Pancake, the Pancake function, and we put the arrays in as arguments, array 1, array 2, array 3, and array 4. So we put all 4 arrays into the Pancake function, and it's going to return, right? It's going to return the result. And the console.log will log the returned result of this function on these 4 arrays. So there we have it. They're all still nested, but they're all in this encompassing container outside array. Now that we know what all the arrays look like logged to the console, we're going to need to flatten all those arrays. So to do that, let's store the eventual flattened arrays inside a new variable, const Pancake array, and we're going to set that equal to arrays.flat. Okay, now .flat is a new function, fairly new. If you're using Node.js for this, be aware it won't work unless you have the very most recent version of Node. I tried it and I kept getting flats not recognized. It will work in CodePen or most text editors, just not in Node.js unless you've downloaded the most recent version. Not the most stable version, the most recent version. That being said, arrays.flat will work in CodePen. So arrays.flat, and you could put in any number and it will flatten the inside of your array to that level of depth. We want the entire thing flattened no matter how deep the array is, so this is going to look weird, but it does actually work. Arrays.flat infinity. And it will flatten everything inside of your array as deeply as it needs to flatten it. But notice in the console it says undefined. So to fix that, we need to return this pancake array, because we flattened the array and stored it in, we flattened all the arrays, stored it in this variable pancake array, and now we need to return pancake array. And there we have it. All these arrays flattened into one single array. So that's it. You can add new arrays, and this function should still work. So if I were to add array 5 and set it equal to not dog, we did dog. Let's do true moose and 4, and then we of course need to add it down here as an argument to make it work. Array 5. Okay, array 5 now gets tacked on to this pancake function, and it flattens it along with everything else into the function. So this will work dynamically for any amount of arrays. Please take this, feel free to use it in your projects, right? So you can copy, you won't need these. What you will need is this. Just Control-C, copy it, paste it somewhere, save it as a JavaScript file, then you can import it, use it in your projects as a helper function, and you'll never have to write a deep flatten array function again. You won't have to download a library just to flatten arrays. You can just use this helper function. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in tomorrow's video.